Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Why the Hell Not podcast. I have Cameron, aka Stedicam. How's it going, man?
It's going good. How about you?
I'm doing well. About to go to Amsterdam.
Dude, that's gonna be a blast. I'm really excited for you for that. That's gonna be really cool.
I don't know what to expect. I'm super excited, super nervous. No, I'm gonna have a good time. Gonna take some mushrooms out there, maybe.
Hey man, it's legal. Do your thing, right?
Yeah, that's true. Just not gonna stop by the red light district for too long.
We'll avoid that one, right?
So you have this. Is it an event company?
So it's kind of like a DJ collective event company and promo company, all kind of molded into one. Not really sure if there's like a direct term for that. We go by the name Backroom SD. It started off as Backroom Official, and then Facebook doesn't like the word official in page names because it could be faking names or faking accounts or whatever. So we changed it to Backroom Productions, but it was too long, so I just Backroom SD is the thing. And it kind of started out in a weird way, and it's kind of linked to how I started DJing, which is probably about 4 years ago. What's 2019? Yeah, so I graduated in 2015. I kind of picked it up.
Same.
Dude.
That's funny. I didn't know we were the same age. That's so funny.
I'm a newbie to this thing, man. I didn't know. Can I curse on
here?
Okay,
fuck yeah.
All right. Okay, heck yeah. If my mom's watching, I love you. Sorry. But back in 2015, I kind of picked it up my senior year, just kind of in the back of my multimedia classroom. Shout out Efren, Mr. V, Total Boss. So I kind of learned on like Serato with Scratch Live and some Control Vinyl. Got some shows at Bassmnt, and I really thought like, hey, I was part of a group called Vimana that was run by Tommy Maverick, and it was a group of like 5 or 6 of us. But I thought, hey, why not make a bigger group, make it organized, all the best local DJs that I could find that I was down with. And we started doing these live streams in the back of Efren's classroom at my old high school at Sarah High. And it's funny because he's teaching like multimedia and video production stuff in the front room, and then in the back we had like a green screen and a TriCaster, and we're just slamming dubstep, like just like rhythm and like the whole thing. Kids are like walking in like, yo, what the heck is this? like what are these crazy weirdos playing? So the idea was, we called it Backroom because it was in the back of his classroom.
Oh.
So that's the kind of the link to it. But we started throwing shows about 2 years ago. We have our 2-year show anniversary the week of Thanksgiving, I believe. We threw like a pool party, and people were like jumping off the roof and crap, and it was wild. So that's kind of how it started, and now we've kind of progressed. We've got like 30 members, some inactive, just life happens and you come in and out and stuff. One of our members is up here at Icon, and a few guys are doing their own thing down in San Diego and up here in LA. But we're pretty full-fledged. I mean, the whole spectrum, the whole range of genres. I mean, we do everything. I play hip-hop. I mean, it's not just strict EDM, but yeah, that's how it started, and we're here, and we've got a few shows coming up. We just had a big one at Spin with Type 3 and Bones. If you don't know who Bones is like old school DJ heads that's been around for like a long time, with like Insomniac, like 2012 era guy. He runs like a house head show pretty consistently in LA. And then we have a show coming up at Avenue in PB in San Diego on 11/12, Tuesday, November the 12th. With Fish Scale. We're finalizing all the artwork and logos and stuff. And then we have another one at Bassmnt, and it's unannounced, with some really cool house headliners the weekend after Thanksgiving, after Black Friday. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That one's gonna be like really sick. I think they haven't been to the U.S. before, or if they have, they haven't toured exclusively or very big. So I can't say any names. I wish I could, but that's kind of what we're doing with Backroom, and I'm really happy with where the group's at and where we're at. So yeah, that's us.
Yeah, I first heard of Backroom from Nick, aka Grimlock.
Oh yeah,
Shout out Grimlock.
he's an OG member, man. He was part of the original 7. He's a dope guy.
Yeah, that's when I first heard of you and heard of Backroom. And then what's funny is I know, is Party Shirt a part of Backroom?
So Party Shirt, shout out the guys from Party Shirt. Shout out Nick. They're friends with one of our members, Kennedy Evergreen. And they've been hitting us up to do a show for a while, and we were kind of, I'm like weird about placing people. I want people to come and have a good show, right place, right time, especially if they're going to come from out of town. They're from LA, it's Orange County area, I believe.
I went to high school with Nick, and middle school. Like we go way back, so gotcha. That's what's funny.
Yeah. No, they're super funny guys. I don't know if you guys saw, but he like shotgunned the ranch bottle.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, that was gnarly. He was like drinking the beer out of the sock. That guy's crazy.
He actually still lives in my neighborhood.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we're neighbors. So,
oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, he's dope. They make dope music and they play good stuff. But he's a friend of Kennedy's, and he's been down in San Diego, and I've met him a few times. Real nice guy. And we were doing stuff at Bassmnt. On Friday nights, we kind of switched up the format in the bar room, and we were doing like house music. So like different collectives were coming in, and I was like, all right, we were there was a deadline for it. We were gonna switch it back to hip hop in that room. So it's like let's throw a banger, like let's throw one last big banger. So we invited them down, and we threw like a pretty crazy show. It was pretty wild. So they're dope guys. Shout out those guys. Shout out Party Favor, or
Party Shirt.
Party Favor. There's
cool
too many parties. There's too many parties, bro.
Well, that's awesome, man. So you're affiliated with Bassmnt. Do you work there full time or?
So I have like a part-time position there. I do like artist liaison work, so I'm like in-house hospitality for the incoming headliners, point of contact, all that. Night of show, so I'll go and grab their rider and make sure they're comfortable at the club and walk them to and from wherever they need to go if they want to go and check out the room or just kind of doing a liaison. I'm the messenger there. And then during the week I'm in the office once a week, and I do like marketing. I run like a shadow page that promotes for Bassmnt. It's called SMG San Diego. Go give it a follow. Any of the posts on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, that's all me. I kind of help book opening DJs and fill slots and all that. So we got you in there.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course, man.
Again, I mean, if you guys want to see dub loads this Saturday,
coming up this Saturday. I don't know when this comes out, but
we're gonna try and get it out as soon as possible. But it might not be by Saturday, most likely. But we're gonna say this is us to the future. I hope it was an amazing night. I'm sure.
Oh no, we know it's gonna be a party.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking amazing. So I'm super excited. There's gonna be a shit ton of people there.
Yeah, it's he hasn't come for a few months, and he's got a special guest coming, and can't announce that either. But he's come to Bassmnt before. Super dope guy. So I'm really excited. He's been putting out. He's on the House of Ghosts EP tour, and he's been doing a lot of like house music with his signature dub load sound, which is that like wet wobbly dubstep synth, and I think it's like phenomenal.
I love that shit.
Different,
I love wobbles on a 4 on the floor beat.
Bass house,
I fucking love
but
that
his
shit.
is like, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like F word but wetter, if that makes sense, if you can kind of catch that. And it's so good. I'm really excited. So yeah.
Do you produce music?
I do. I'm a little on the softer side of producing. As a DJ first, and then I kind of hit that point where I was like, okay, you've hit the wall.
I was literally in my last podcast.
I went and listened to that one
about hitting a wall, and you need to make me. You need to produce music. So to get to that next level, because you got to have a brand.
Yeah, exactly.
So. What do you fiddle on it? What Ableton, Logic?
Yeah, I'm on Ableton. Shout out Ableton. I tried fiddling around on FL Studio. It didn't really click for me. So I had somebody show me Ableton, and it kind of made more sense. As much as it can when you first open a DAW. So I kind of sat there and messed around and had some friends come over and worked on some songs with friends. And I have like a basic understanding of how things work, and I can navigate around well enough. But I was a DJ first, and then I hit the wall probably about 2 years ago. And for me, production, it's like real love-hate relationship right now.
It always is. It never won't be.
Yeah.
By the way, I mean, you feel like
you get to a point of competency.
You think you're there. You're like, oh, this track's a banger, and then you listen back, and you're like, oh, or not necessarily listen back, but right when you export it and you go to master, you're like, fuck, I should have made the kick a little quiet or something. There's always, it's a never-ending struggle.
Exactly.
And you'll always learn and get better. I mean, I started making music, started fucking around with music my freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it for a long time.
4 or 5 years. Oh wait, no, that's way.
I'm 20. I'll be 23 in
like
December.
8 now,
so
right?
it's almost 9 years now, and I still feel like I'm nowhere where I need to be. I'm just starting to get traction now with my production, actually making things I want to make. So it's a
battle, dude.
Yeah, it's a battle,
and it's really like an internal battle. I struggle with I'll work on a track and I'll get to a certain point. I'm like, okay, got the skeleton, got a dope idea, sounds great. How do I make it sound full? And it's 75, 80% done. And you add some stuff and you're like, oh, it sounds too full. It sounds too muddy. It doesn't sound clean. Subtract some stuff. Oh, it sounds thin, and it's like, I struggle with finding that middle ground and getting those noises or those sounds just to fill that empty space that I'm hearing essentially. But it's always a battle, and I love house music, but it's just.
Well, the one thing I try to reiterate is that you got to be patient with the last 10%.
Oh,
so
dude,
you can get the skeleton real quick, and then you just got to take your time. Don't cut corners.
Yeah.
Look up, how should I compress this? Don't just do the same settings every time. Really focus on those final details, because that's what's going to make that's what's going to get your track signed or not signed, is like the
minor things.
The little
it's
things, the sound, the actual sonic soundscape.
The fullness,
the image,
the range,
everything about it. So I mean, production, it takes time, and it's frustrating at times. But that's why it's a hate-love relationship, because when you do make an amazing track and
you sit there and you're like, wow, I'm really proud of this.
I'm on a high right now currently, because right before we started this, I just found out this is my first. I mean, I have a manager, shout out Miles Long, shout out Sights and Sounds. But that's a label that's always supported me, because he owns the label and he's my manager, and it's a small label out of Vegas. So this is my first label signing that's outside of someone who's trying to push me.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean? So it's technically like my first label signing.
Yeah.
And so, I'm on a fucking high right
that's
now.
Awesome.
I'm so
Congratulations
excited
for that. That's a big step.
Yeah. So, you work at Bassmnt. You run Backroom. You DJ. You're getting into production. What do you like to do on your free time? If you do have any.
I do. I do. So I'm not I don't have a whole bunch of hours at Bassmnt. I do I rediscovered exercising. I didn't exercise after high school. I stopped playing soccer and started DJing and fell into the the fun part of it. I like exercising. Everybody's going to look at me and be like, you're skinny as heck. No, you don't like exercising.
Dude, exercising can be a lot of different things. Yoga's fucking hard. It depends on what you're going for. It depends on what you're going for. I mean, there's a bunch of ways to work out. I'm just after Amsterdam, I'm going to party, but then I'm kind of doing my own. It's not like Sober October, but I'm doing
modified version.
Yeah, just after Amsterdam, I'm gonna get into working out. No drinking at all. I'm just gonna maybe smoke a little weed at night, depending. Yeah, but
do your thing,
it's way cleaner than normal, and get back, because exercise. It's if you are depressed, for a lot of people, they're just missing exercise. And I know it sounds ridiculous in that sense, but people out there, if you don't exercise and you're eating poorly and you have a bad mind state, or you get depressed sometimes, for me personally, after I work out and I get on a workout regimen,
dude,
I feel so much better mentally. It's like you work out your body physically, it helps your mind.
Yeah.
So that's one recommendation I can give to you people. I need to get back into it so I can clear my mind a little bit.
Dude,
helps the stress. It's great. So I mean, in terms of working out, do you just go to the gym and lift weights? What's kind of your strategy?
Yeah, so I go to the gym, I lift weights. I'm not sitting there, lifting the heaviest weights. I kind of do what I can within my reach and try and push myself within my reach. Really like leg day. I love leg day. I used to run a lot, so I got big legs for my body, I guess. But I enjoy it because I wasn't eating healthy for a while and was, going out and drinking quite a bit and not exercising. And dude, started eating better, started exercising, started sleeping better, and like, dude, it just blew my mind how much better I felt. And like, I'm starting to slowly like readjust my sleep schedule where I'm not waking up at like 2 p.m. Starting to wake up like 11, 12, 10. Like today I got up probably at like 8 because I went and recorded the mix for this. And like that's probably the earliest I've woken up and gone and done something where I wasn't catching a flight in a very long time.
People in our industry, or just people who like to go out a lot, they tend to be night people.
Yeah.
Not getting, waking up in the morning, you almost feel like you have a longer day, even if you're awake for the same time. It's something about seeing the sun. I used to be into that bad when I worked nights and, going to clubs, waking up at 2, you have work at 3. Yep. You're kind of just stuck in this cycle. And I broke out of that because I started working, 9 to 5 and getting up earlier. And that's another thing if we're going to talk about mental state.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
Getting up earlier.
Seeing the sun and going outside and not leaving at 5 p.m. to go and get your first meal.
Yeah, no, sleep is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love sleeping in 10, 11 hours. But for me personally, I'd rather now sleep 6 hours and wake up early and do things with my day. It feels so much better. It's one of those
way more productive.
It's one of those things your parents tell you when you're young, like get up, do your chores, because
get your stuff done
after
early,
a while, having a clean room gives you a clean head, just basically
clean
being able.
Thing, I struggle with that, dude.
I
Keeping
do
my
too.
Space clean, it's like, oh man, it's so hard. My dad always gets on me. Shout out, Dad. So you got to fold your laundry. You got to fold your. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow, and then tomorrow, and that's the one thing that's kind of missing is like I feel like once I get that clean space and like get a routine for getting that clean space, I think that's the final piece of the puzzle where like, all right, eating good, my mind's feeling good, my body feels great, my room's clean, I'm not sitting there like clustered in my head like, oh, this is dirty, I gotta clean this, I gotta do that. I think for me, I think that's that final key where it's like your space is clean, you don't have anything else to do, you're not procrastinating on anything, like sit down and go and do that music. And I don't know if you feel the same way. Like that clean space just kind of clicks.
I agree. I think just getting the stuff that you need to get done, not pushing things aside, will help you with your craft in the end. Like for instance, let's say you wake up and you have things you want to do, but you're like, oh, I want to make a song first. Yeah. If you make your song first, and then it gets too late and you don't do the stuff, you don't feel as like accomplished.
Yeah.
And you still would have been down to make the music at night.
Yeah.
So just doing those just taking care of yourself, taking care of your space, exercise, sleep, get some sleep, but still
as much as you can in this.
Still see the sunlight, those things. If we're talking to DJs and producers, like make sure you clean your room before you make music. Like it'll just help your mind. Just these basic things will make you live an overall better life, in my opinion. Yeah. Do when you work out, going back to exercise, do you do cardio still?
I don't do as much cardio as I used to. I'm like a really small guy, so I've been trying to put on weight. So I've been kind of lifting weight. If I do cardio, I burn too many calories. And once again, going back to the whole sleeping in, like I struggle to get that third meal in. And when you're working out and you're trying to gain weight, you almost need to eat like 4 to 5 and like snacks in between. So
they have like that and protein shakes. There's also these I can't remember the name, but it's like this milk protein they're in pills. It starts with a C. Take those at night while you sleep. It helps your metabolism for people with high metabolism.
Okay, it kind of slows it down.
It just gives you this like slow burning
process
something
that your body does.
Something they can munch on while you go to bed.
When you're unfueled for 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly. That would help. I mean, if you're talking about building muscle, one recommendation even if it's not leg day, if you can just do one set, like not even a full like three sets, but just one set of legs, or walk or run for like 2 minutes, like a minute.
Just
Get that,
spark your
because
body.
your quads is where like it'll pump the red blood, like fresh red blood cells,
okay, I
and it'll
see
get
what
your
you're saying.
testosterone going.
Yeah, and that's
So
what you need.
so even if I'm doing a bicep and back day, I'll do 2 minutes on the treadmill and
yeah.
maybe just one like squat with weights, like with a bar or something.
Gotcha.
And just to get the legs activated,
So
and
once the
you'll
legs
feel the
get going,
difference.
then
You'll feel a
kind of
difference.
warms up your body.
Well, it gets everything into the muscles so that you can actually build and grow.
Gotcha.
And then of course, you could take creatine, but just make sure you drink a lot of water with that.
Yeah.
But
I was on that for a little bit, but I really didn't notice a whole lot of difference, and maybe I just wasn't eating enough with it. But I almost feel like just eating enough food and eating the right food is probably healthier for your body, rather than trying to load it with creatine. I mean, if you take too much, I mean, as long as you're drinking water, you're fine.
I think with creatine, it's the way to test if it's working for you is do 25 push-ups, like just normal, and then a couple days later or a couple days before, however you want to test it, doesn't matter, do the 25 push-ups on creatine, and you'll be tired, but you'll be like, I can keep going.
Okay.
It's kind of like an anti-fatigue for your muscles in a
Okay.
way. It
I
allows
gotcha.
you to rip them more without you wanting to stop, without your body being like, whoa, stop, or mentally
Mental block, yeah.
stop. It doesn't really affect the mind in that way, but it helps kind of alleviate you'll be able to do more reps if you take creatine.
Gotcha.
And then of course it uses water there's a whole bunch of things. I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm not even like a fitness person. I used to wrestle in high school, and I've like learned a bunch of tips and tricks from people who do know what they're talking about. I kind of have my
synthesize
little
it.
thing,
Yeah.
but if I'm going to go into how creatine works, I'm going to be talking out of my ass. That's for sure.
Should ask my sister.
Is she a fitness person?
She's a nutritionist. She's a dietitian.
Oh, okay.
Shout out my sister Cassandra.
Dude, what the hell? Why are you worried about this? You should fucking just have her set you up with a plan. Be like, hey, sis, help me out.
Oh, it's one of those things you don't want to ask your siblings for help.
Dude, I fucking ask my sister so much shit, she never does it. Are you kidding me? I would, dude. If your sister is a nutritionist,
I mean, she told me, she's just like, you need to eat more chicken and protein and like vegetables, and I'm like, okay, well, can you go more in depth? And I don't know. It's not clicking on a level between us, but I'll probably go back and ask her. If you're watching this, I'm coming for you.
Are you a smoker at all or anything like that?
I try to avoid that stuff these days. Everybody really experiments. It's just natural.
The only reason why I asked is because when I stopped smoking weed like a super stoner, because I still smoke weed like pretty regularly, but when I stopped doing that and stopped cigarettes and I switched to a vape, my appetite went up through the roof. I used to be a person that could not gain weight no matter what.
Oh yeah,
always super skinny.
Well, I know cigarettes are not good for that. They're like a.
It suppresses your appetite, but at the same, cigarettes help you stay skinny.
I don't smoke cigarettes, so I'll stay away
people
from
don't
nicotine.
smoke cigarettes. It's bad. Yeah, nicotine nicotine's terrible. I'm in the process of. I just stopped vaping. I'm doing like these nicotine pouches, and then I'm gonna move from that to nicotine gum. I'm like on my way to. I want to be nicotine free.
Congratulations, that's hard, dude. I know a lot of people, and it's definitely a tough one.
Yeah.
So congratulations to you for making the step. It's a tough one.
Of course. I appreciate that. Thank you. So I guess let's get back to music, because
we're segueing.
Dude, we can talk about whatever we want.
Oh, that's awesome.
But let's
circle
you
back.
said house. That's a wide genre.
Oh yeah.
So let's pinpoint this a little more.
Yeah,
I know you said bass house.
So I love bass house. One of my first experiences after I had that revelation where I learned how to DJ. So after that, I really got into bass house. That summer of 2015, I was listening to like Jaws, and that was like back when Joyride was popping up on SoundCloud for the first few songs. like way before he did I Warehouse and all that stuff and Damn. And then there's like F Word. I caught on to like Dr. Fresh. And I have this like really vivid moment where that fall I was going to school, or I was leaving community college, and it was on like BPM on the Sirius XM radio, and all of a sudden this song came on, and it was like some British radio broadcaster, and he goes, "Oh, this is a new one. We've got the Dr. Fresh remix of Maybe from Karmada." I'm not sure if you're familiar with the song. And the second, I almost put it in the mix. It was sitting right there. I didn't want to go over the time, but the second drop, it's like this halftime drop, and it has this synth. And the best way I can describe it is the synth sounds like a giant blade in the back of the mix, just going like, whoo, like a chopping block. I don't know how to describe it other than that. And it just blew my mind. I was just sitting there and I was like, dude, I've heard like some crazy house music, but like that was insane. Like it just, something clicked in my brain. So house for me, I kind of stick to like G house, that Dr. Fresh Bijou sound, more Dr. Fresh, I guess you could say, and bass house, and the in between that is hard to categorize because house is just everything.
Yeah,
and you can't put a label on everything. But
yeah, I've always been in. I mean, I started out listening to dubstep and house at the same time. I never was kind of specific in the beginning.
I mean, I was experimenting with everything, but that house kind of stuck for whatever reason.
I was listening to like Bloody Beetroots. I fucking love them, like that Italian electro. I was listening to Dead Mouse, Cascade, kind of that more old school house, and then was listening to dubstep and got into a trap phase for a huge amount of time. And then when Jaws came out, was super into that Jaws or into that style.
The original Jaws, kind of like Deeper Love, Feel the Volume.
Loved it. I even like his. I haven't heard him in a while.
Yeah,
but
his new stuff's like, it's still Jaws, but it's like a new.
I've heard he does some dubstep, right?
He kind of goes back and forth. He had that Plur Police remix that everybody was playing, that dubstep, that I'm EDM as fuck, bro. That whole thing. That was really big from his older dubstep part. And that was out kind of around that 2014, 2015 era. But he kind of floats back and forth. I'm not sure if you went and listened to his album that he put out last year, earlier in the year.
I've been kind of slacking.
Yeah, it's hard, dude. There's so much music. It's so hard.
Yeah. So was listening to Jaws, and then I liked Destructo during that time too.
Destructo's great. Dare You to Move?
Oh, fuck yeah. And Body Back and like that type stuff.
Banger.
And then got into, dude, Drezzo. Blew my mind when I first heard him. Drezzo, Mala, I liked Tachami too. Like the kind of when Future House started, was like going, and then slowly started getting into the tech space. And now I'm kind of sitting at this like tech house, but at the same time I fucking love AC Slater and I love Night Bass, I just go back and forth. But I love all
take
house
the influences
music
and kind of blend it.
Shout out fucking Chris Lake.
Oh my god.
Like I love.
We could just sit here and name up all the great house DJs and artists for probably
but
30
there's going to be
minutes.
people that are listening to this and be like, "Oh, I never heard of him. I'm going to check him out." 100%. And then they'll be so fucking stoked. So
my aunt's watching. You got a list.
Is she trying to get into listening to stuff?
My aunt's really cool. Shout out my aunt Terry. She has actually come to a few shows at Bassmnt. She came. I opened for Hero Bust.
Dude, he was sick at Hard Summer.
Dude, that guy.
He was so good.
That guy's crazy. It was actually 2 years ago, the weekend before Halloween. So it's almost 2 years now. And she showed up, and I was still 20 at the time. So she came, and like we had like the 18 plus tables in the back of Bassmnt against the brick wall. And I just kind of was like, hey, like, you can sit here next to my friends, and like I'm gonna go do my thing on stage. And she's just like sitting there in the back, and relatively old compared to young people. She's a very young soul.
No offense.
No. She's great, but not our generation. You know what I mean? Just huge like gap in the like musical taste. And so she was sitting there, I did my thing and I got off stage and walked her out, and like I saw her the next day and she was like, that was crazy. Like I've never seen anything like that before. Like they were just like the kids were going crazy and you looked like you were having the time of your life. And she's actually been really supportive of it, even though she doesn't really understand, which is really cool.
That's like my grandma. She's 89, and she told me when I was going to Bassmnt for that first show.
Yeah.
She was like, I really want to come out and see you spin. And I was like, I fucking love you, Mila. You will definitely be there one day. I gotta get that. She's so supportive and awesome. She'll tap her foot to anything with rhythm.
That's great. Yeah,
it's fucking great. Like I'll show her my tracks. Like, hey, I just made this. She's like, I like it. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if you really understand it, but you can at least dance. Yeah, I love you. That's fucking awesome.
That family support's key, man. I mean, shout out my whole family. I mean, my mom's come, my dad's come. Still waiting on my sisters.
Come on, sister. Yeah, you're a nutritionist. He's trying to gain weight. You're not helping him out, and you're not going to his shows.
Oh man, right place, right time. Right place, right time.
Just kidding.
I mean, she's working like 7 days a week, so she's got her own life. But I mean, it's really cool because my parents don't necessarily understand it. My dad's come with his girlfriend, and my mom's come with her boyfriend, and my mom actually came last year with my aunt. She came back to San Diego to come and see me. She made a trip to come and see me play for the weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, she's dope. She's really cool. And last year I opened for Eptic like last weekend essentially, and she was sitting there and like everybody's like headbanging and crap. and that time they sat at the little stage the little table next to the stage, so they got like a front row view of like
everyone going crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And like I was playing some like pretty gnarly dubstep that night, so like there were probably like mosh pitting and stuff, and like I ended up playing some like happy hardcore and some like drum and bass at the end, and like people were just like,
fuck yeah,
what's going on? And like that drum and bass was a little hard. The American crowds don't kind of. As a DJ, I'm sure you can like understand drum and bass, and appreciate
though, but yeah. Dude, Jump Up is my jam. Yeah. I fucking love that shit.
It's sick. I did like the transition. I got the BPM, and then people kind of sat there after 10 seconds, and they're like, okay, what is this?
I don't get, so people always say, oh, I don't know how to dance to it. It's too fast. I'm like, dude, just cut it in half. Just move your body in halftime. It's not, I don't know.
150 or whatever, just 75 it. Or like 174 is what?
86, I think. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
because you sit there and you're trying to do the fast shit, and you're like, I feel
that's
like
shout out one of my best friends, Paul. He's like, dude, I love listening to house music and going to house sets, but I just get tired too quick. I'm like, move half the speed of what you're doing.
And just kind of chill. He just sway with it.
Oh, he can't chill. He's crazy, but awesome. I love him. He dances like a fucking maniac, and I'll dance with him.
Does he come to all your shows, or?
Oh, he was at Bassmnt last time. Yeah.
Is he that friend that like goes on the dance floor and starts dancing like nobody's looking, and then everybody starts to come? Oh,
he's the tall dude, tall white guy, and tattoos all the way up here.
Everybody's got somebody like that, dude. Shout out my boy Dylan. He's. Dude, he just shows up and he does this wobbly arm thing, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, "Yo, he looks like he's having fun."
He broke the ice.
Dude, exactly, and like just everybody just kind of like ding, 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 and they circle up and like.
No, I mean it's. I'm gonna just not roast him right now, but like there'll be girls like there with us that are like trying to get with him, and I'm like, he does not give a fuck about the girls. He cares about the music and he cares about dancing. He doesn't grind. I like dancing with my girlfriend.
Yeah,
I like that. I also like dancing by myself. He wants to be in his zone.
He wants that bubble. He wants that space.
Girls are not on his mind, which is a fucking beautiful thing. That's
purest.
It's so pure for the music, and it's fucking awesome. Speaking of shows, like what any notable what's your favorite festival? Who's like a person that just sticks out on your mind that was like, damn, that was like one of the best performances I've seen?
There's quite a few. So I've gone to Cross twice now here in San Diego.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, we're not in San Diego, but in San Diego I went to Cross. Keep forgetting I'm in Santa Ana. Shout out that 2-hour drive. That was brutal. I absolutely hate traffic. But Cross was really cool. Cascade was pretty good this year. I've seen Cascade a few times. I always try and go to EDC. I went last year. I skipped a year, and then I went last year, and that was really good. I'm trying to think. I saw the first festival that I went to was actually EDC that year of 2015 after I graduated.
I went there with all my buddies for high school graduation in
Yeah.
2015.
Or did I go 2015? I think no, I take that back. I think I went the year after. I went 2016 because one of my friends had graduated. Oh, funny story. One of my friends, that year that we went, it was 2016. He was a year younger than me. So that weekend, we went to EDC, and then we had to bus it back on Monday because he was like graduating on Monday from high school, and he showed up just like
Wrecked.
fried, yeah, just done,
Destroyed.
But that year that I went, that was my first festival and probably like my third EDM show. So I was like still new into EDM and had like no idea what anything was. And the very first two sets I caught were very notable. I saw Dr. Fresh, because I was super into Dr. Fresh at the time. Dr. Fresh back-to-back Sunburn at Cosmic Meadow, and I was like front row at the rail because there was nobody there because it was like 9 o'clock. And that just blew my mind, hearing like that kind of music on that kind of a stage. Like, it's so big, and like it's just all the production.
You can't put it into like, you can't explain it to. You just have to.
EDC is a whole nother beast, and like shout out like Hard Summer and all the other festivals like that do the giant stage production. Like, I just think EDC just it's just so crazy.
It's next level. I mean, they have like mobile stages and like
they've got
art
like 11 different art
performances.
cars, and they had last year. They had like some girl that was like on a hot air balloon that was like just floating through the crowd at main stage during Excision, and I'm just sitting there like, how the heck is this? Like, who thought of this? Like what were you on when you devised this trap? Like that blew my mind. But that second set back in 2016, I saw was Anna Luneau, and she's been crushing it, dude. She's been one of my favorites ever since then. And I posted a video on Twitter, and she like retweeted it, and I blew my mind.
Yeah, you were so stoked.
You're like, oh my god, so crazy! Like, wow, Anna Luneau, like whoa. And she was pretty early on in the night. She was like 8, 9, or 10ish, but I mean, just on point, man. And every time she's come to San Diego, I've made it a point to see her. I saw her last year on Halloween at Spin. She was really good. I think it was Noizu or Born Dirty was with her. I think it was Noizu. I could be mistaken. We were partying that night, so who knows?
Who knows? Names for me that come out is Nero. Like,
Nero's always.
I've seen him a couple times, or them a couple times.
They came to Bassmnt a few years ago.
Oh, really?
And I think I played like one of the opening slots there. It was like doors. And they had the woman came and sang live, and she was on the.
That's
box.
what I was about to say. I saw them at Coachella, and it was like a fucking, like a concert, or not like a concert, but like there's a performance, an experience.
Yeah.
The woman's like changing clothes and coming out, and
oh wow, like a runway drag almost.
It was awesome. Them, Bloody Beetroots.
Oh yeah. I've still yet to see Bloody Beetroots. That's on my list still.
Pretty Lights is really good if you want to chill, like eat a sandwich.
Okay.
And like just like bump out. I don't know. I love Pretty Lights when it's mellow. I always like to pick whenever I go to a festival. I kind of pick one artist. I'm like, oh, that's my mellow person. I'm gonna sit on like some grassy hill
and just kind of chill
watch
and relax.
It. Yeah. No dancing. You can dance, but like, yeah, just my relaxing set. So
yeah, where you're not just raging in the middle of the crowd and like dying from thirst and all that.
Well, dude, this conversation's been fucking epic.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
Do you want have any shout outs that you want to do?
Shout out everybody in Backroom. You guys been crushing it. I know I run you guys into the dirt sometimes, but I really appreciate all of you. Shout out everybody at Bassmnt. That place is really awesome. And I got a few shout outs for some of the guys I put in the mix. Shout out Broshi, Spectre, Guy Spectre, Heritage. There's quite a few more I'm blanking on. But I put some originals in there. Shout out Slinko and Alex Kays. And yeah, come see us in San Diego. I got a show at Bassmnt on 10/26 with Funtcase and Uber, and it's going to be crazy. Yeah. Full dubstep set. I haven't played a dub set in a while, so it's going to be a fun one.
Nice. Well, that's this has been STEDICAM with Backroom SD. Come check them out October 24th at the Firehouse. I'm Vlad Lux. This has been the Why the Hell Not podcast. Have a great day, people.
Hell yeah.